Never going to stop saying that. I believe class is missing in our community at a high level. A high level. Dress down, dress down. Mean your class is down. Yes, 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 yes. It's like school on Saturdays, y'all. No class. Again, I say thank you, guys. Great to be back, man. What an exciting week we have. March Madness, y'all. March Madness. Had a lot of upsets, King.
Yeah,
Had a lot of upsets, man. It's my time of the year here, man.
Yeah.
It's my time of the year. Sports, it's my time. I mean, I can watch basketball at 10 o'clock in the morning on some of these days. Hey, man. Wow. Hey, I tell you, King, a couple great upsets last night.
Yeah.
I liked that Yale game.
Yeah, it was a good one.
What was the other game I told you I liked, the King? It was the, what was that game?
The Utah State.
The Auburn game. Charles Barkley team, right? They got knocked off. They got knocked off yesterday. Man, poor Maryland didn't make neither one of them.
Well, I told you that, midway in the season when you was begging and praying.
You're right. I was begging and praying, King. Come on, I'm a Terp fan now. I was begging and praying now.
But, reality has to set in.
Yeah, it did. It set in real hard.
No, it didn't, Ty, because every week you was like, we're going to get them, Kings. I'm like,
King, it set in so hard when I looked at the NIT and I didn't see Maryland.
Well, I told you that they weren't going to make it. You was like, well, they didn't make the NIT.
Take it. We didn't even make the NIT, King. I tell you, man. But anyway.
But hold on, though.
Yeah.
You know what kills me about that? Do you know how much talent used to come out of Baltimore and D.C. alone in basketball? I mean, maybe I'm crazy.
Well, that's how the Big East started, from all the talent from the East. And now what I see is that these guys are not shopping on the East Coast.
On the East Coast.
Why are they not shopping this talent anymore? One time, Dunbar was a magnet of talent of basketball.
Yes. Indeed, that name Dunbar alone. Football, basketball,
alone.
D.C. and Baltimore.
That's D.C. and Baltimore, King. I tell you, man, well, I'm still upset about the Maryland King thing, King. I'm just being honest. I mean, we only had one guy, really. A young man, thank you for your performance this year. It was a good performance, young man. If you're listening or anybody tell you about the Tyrone Owl, we shouted out Jameer Young. He had a great season to me, King.
He did, but listen, I don't want to throw salt in the wound, but my team didn't lose, so we
North Carolina.
Yeah, we on our way.
Y'all coming up. You coming up.
They ain't coming up. It's just, right? This is another year of dominance. Yes,
they play okay. But again, I say, King, what an exciting time of the year, King. I just want to talk about the March Madness. We'll talk a little bit about the Ravens real fast, King. The Ravens and Orioles. We got Derrick Henry. You think we're going to run him the way we should run him?
Well, yes. Yes.
He only got about 3 years left in the league.
Wow.
Should you run him out? Or should you try to hold on to him? You get what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead, King.
You have to be intelligent in your usage of all your players, especially your skilled players that are up in age. I don't mean any harm. You talk 3 years. I still see Derrick Henry running for the next 10 years. He's a beast, Jack. I mean,
Yeah, dang, King.
I don't think you understand how big Derrick Henry is.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's a... And
are we going to run him? King, I got a thing about the I formation.
Yeah, but I don't think that you... here's my thing. With the dual threat with him and Lamar... Man, listen, it's all, you pick your poison because, Derrick Henry going to launch. He going to stiff arm you and you going to make a highlight, Lamar, he going to shake you and you just going to drop and you going to look silly. Now, again, as their speed diminishes and the league catches up to them, I expect them to modify their game. So that's what we see taking place now. So, no, I don't think that they're going to run him. They have other running backs. I think he's going to be the featured back.
Yeah.
And I think that in that role, he's going to thrive.
Well, we got the 2 kids coming back, too. We got the young boy from last year, 34, I forgot his name.
Please don't say Dobbins, Jack.
Well, they bring him back, King. They bring him back.
He's done.
They bring him back, King.
Well, they got to pay him his money, I understand, but he's done. So he's definitely, he's just going to be like, we're going to make him feel good, give him a couple of touchdown runs from the 1 yard line, but we're going to run the 2 horses,
Okay.
and we're going to do it like that.
I wanted to keep Odell, though. I wanted to keep Odell. The big name presence. I wanted the big name presence on the team.
And that's the problem with us as a community.
Yeah.
We always like the glitz and
I want the big name.
Everything got to be
I want
flash.
the big name. Come on now.
I need somebody that's coming in with their lunch pail.
Come on, you didn't put those guys in. They didn't work though.
I don't want nobody in here with their nails painted and they,
damn it,
and they have
right,
a suspect lifestyle. No,
I feel you.
I don't want you to see any videos with you and Justin Timberlake in between your legs, allegedly. Even though I seen the video.
King, I say though. So
give me somebody who fresh out of college, who hungry, who want it. Yeah.
Is Lamar? Do Lamar want it?
Yeah, he still want it. And let me tell you why.
That's why I asked you a question. Does Lamar really want this? Because what I'm seeing...
See, now I'm going to get on y'all. Go ahead. This is for all the Lamar haters out there because I don't think he got a bigger cheerleader than me. And you know this.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is fine. He's a self-motivator. What he lost, because last year, the confidence oozed out of him. Let me tell you when you know you got confidence is when you grab the inside of your shoulder pads and you hold them like this before you go into the game.
Okay.
When they lost, that hurt. So this year, again, as a we all football aficionados here. Brother Muhammad out here, Darren he played football. So when you lose, especially that money game, don't nothing matter until next year and we get back on course. The money game, because it's Super Bowl or bust. And you know this like I know it.
It's opening day next week, I believe, for the Orioles.
Boy.
We've had one of the best preseasons in a long time. I don't think we lost maybe about 2 or 3 games, the Orioles. I'm calling for, I called for the World Series the last 3 years.
Yeah, you did.
And I think we've built the team finally to the point where as though I believe we can World Series this year.
Well,
I believe we can World Series this year.
Well, and you know who my team is.
I know. But I
the Strizzles. I'm not Astros fan.
I'm the Astro guy.
Yeah,
but Altuve and everybody.
Yeah, but okay. So talk about the Orioles. This is what I like about the Orioles, and they took this from the Ravens. This is what I like about coaching. It's a mindset. You instill the right mindset, the people will come. I don't care if it's a preseason game or a regular season game or a Super Bowl. I'm coming to play every game. And that's how the Ravens approach the preseason. And this is what I see. I mean, for the last up 10 years, I watched the Ravens just go undefeated up until Washington beat them this past year.
Yeah.
But to watch how the Orioles, and because I've been listening to them, and because again we can't watch them like we used to. I don't know
what's going on. We lost all local teams, huh?
Yeah,
can't even watch them no more.
So unless you're streaming it, but I've been keeping up with them. C4 and them been down there, and they've been balling out, but it's a mindset. So I take this same. Listen, we want to win every game that we play. I'm gonna play. We come out to play like this. It should transition right into the regular season and pick up right where they left off last year. Again, you talk about the Texas Rangers. I mean, that's it. Ain't the Rangers.
The Rangers.
So again, same thing. If you go back the year before that, when the Stros won it. It was the Rangers that they knocked out. And the Rangers came back hungry. We were so caught up in what was going on in Baltimore and Seattle, to be honest, because we were like, where did they come from?
Remember I told you that? I told them myself, hey man, where they come from?
And they came back with a hunger. And you could tell in the guy who's the designated hitter, I don't know his name, but it was the brother who hit number 4, he was cleanup. And he swung for every pitch that came across there, he was trying to swing a home run.
Now, let me ask you a question and double back to football again. We're going to get off of this real fast in a second. Do you believe that we have the toughest division in football right now? I mean, we got Sean Watson. We got Joe Burrow. We got, who else up there? And, we got Russell Wilson now at Pittsburgh.
Okay.
We got Russell Wilson at Pittsburgh. And I'm thinking that this is one of the toughest divisions right now in the league, King.
Well,
I'm just
now
pointing out
hold on now. You just changed the narrative. You went from saying the toughest in the league to one of the toughest.
Yeah.
Now, if you say one of the toughest, then yes.
Yeah.
Now, when you say they are the toughest, well,
Yeah. I'll go with it. I say we got.
If the reason I'm hesitant is because
Pittsburgh might be a problem this year.
Pittsburgh, well,
might be a problem this year. Might be a problem.
They could be, but I'm not sold on Pittsburgh running team. I don't see them as a dominant running force.
Well, they see a lot. They keep that boy. But King, let's go on with the show, man. I wanted to throw out that sports thing because it's March Madness, and sports at its highest when March Madness happened. But I've had a show before about this topic before, and we talked about it, and we're gonna go dabble on it. We're gonna reach in sellouts. Sellouts. This is they only talk about things that we hear in the communities consistently. You a sellout. You a hypocrite. You get what I'm saying? So I brought the sellout thing because I wanted to talk about how, when we send our children out and we send our young men and women out as black people to be successful, and when they go out and they be successful, you used to got Tim Scott up in South Carolina, for example, in a sense. He's probably a young man that went to school, college, and everything, or however he did it kind of like the right way as far as going through and doing it the right way. Well, if you listen to our black elites are out there, or some people who don't agree with the normal black mist of unity philosophy. You heard what I said there, right?
Black men.
Unity of philosophy.
Unity philosophy.
Yeah, unity philosophy. Then you a sellout. You an Uncle Tom? How many more names they got, King? Uncle Tom, sellout, cracker, you a coon.
What's his name? David Trone, favorite word. Jigaboo.
Yeah, David Trone, who's trying to get in office again. Here we go again with a Democrat, an old white guy, spewing out some.
Well, he progressive.
He said Jigaboo, didn't he?
Well, and it rolled off his tongue, and he was so comfortable with the word.
With the word Jigaboo.
He didn't even correct himself.
No.
But again, I'm glad you brought this up because, I'm often called Uncle Tom for my views, and I know that's why you talk.
That's why I brought it up because I'm saying, again, as I said, we had a show about this before. So if a black person doesn't agree with the normal black mist of, what I mean, what I said about that, then you're no good to us. You'll sell out your Oreo. And all these old type things. And aren't these things that keep us constantly separated?
Yeah, divided so, we're easily conquered.
Divide the old. That's been around for a long time. Divide and conquer, King. I tell you, man. I brought that up for that one reason, King.
Well, let me say this one thing. With the Uncle Tom, there's a movie out called Uncle Tom.
You keep telling me about that.
And I suggest that you go watch that. It's a very good movie. It's, produced by Larry Elders. He's another one that he catches a lot of grief for the things that he says. But if you want a good education in black history, since you guys are so pro-black like Tar, you might want to go check out Uncle Tom. And there's Uncle Tom too. Very good movies.
Mm-hmm.
Very good
we talked
movies.
about some things this weekend when we sat down at the, sit down in front of television when we have a little round table when we chopping up things on where we're going to go at with the show, or if we don't, or if we're going to throw something in. But, the status quo in our communities, the status quo, it has to be changed, right, Mo? We have to try to do something different.
Well,
I mean, we keep beating the dead horse the same for consistent.
Okay, Todd, this is what I used to call it. This is what I used to get on you and cook you about. You say that, so basically you're trying to reimagine what now? See, I don't believe in this whole reimagining things. When I was coming up, and common sense approach tells me that if something is not broke, don't fix it. So you have to tell me exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And what is it that, because that's the words that come to mind, reimagine. Because you're saying things need to change. So we need to reimagine what? What needed to change? Because things change, and this is how we got to where we are now. So what more change are you proposing?
You remember we on the way here, we was talking about the common sense approach, and we was talking about Larry Hogan, how, to me, and I said that since, he's been, when he was in office, I mean, he's a white guy too anyway, so, but the common sense. You don't hear that anymore. Common sense. You hear the things that you saw. That you just said you know, I'm talking about the holistic way of thinking and all these old type things. But what about the common sense approach? This is just so simple.
Well,
common sense. Go ahead, King.
Well, the common sense approach is lost because they went to college and they've gotten their degrees. So their degrees have replaced their common sense.
Yeah. I get that. You
so when you know,
maybe laugh on that one, King.
But I'm just being honest.
Got some knowledge.
They went and got, you know, and again, I'm gonna go back to the Bible. It almost want to remind me of the Adam and Eve thing.
Yeah.
When they bit of the fruit and touched the tree, and then God came walking in the garden looking for them, and he called out, and they was like, they hid themselves because, you know, they were naked. And he was like, how did you guys know you were naked? You see, they came out of their innocence into knowledge.
Yeah.
See, once innocence is lost, knowledge is gained. Once knowledge is gained, corruption begins.
Corruption begins because once knowledge begins, corruption, yes. Good call, King. That's why, hey, man, you know, again, King, I said, you know, inviting trouble in.
Yeah.
Inviting trouble in, King. The black community, man, right now, to me, is constantly inviting trouble into our communities with the philosophies that are being taught by our so-called smart people.
Yes.
Our smart people. Usually it's the boots on the ground that know how to navigate and run a community, right? That's why you have a lot of people in the community become community leaders and things like that because they got boots on the ground in a certain sense. But I say, King, man, you know, you look at the mayor and everything. So Fox 45 put up another one of their, you know, they put their jaws up there. How many people, the percentage of this and the percentage of this voted for Brandon Scott and Sheila Dixon. And, well, the most percentage went to other.
Yeah. Who's the other?
That's actually the black folks crying out for different leadership. Well, we just don't know. We don't know how to put somebody in the other spot because we've been so stuck entrenched into this normalcy.
Well, no. Here's the thing: we in the community are hypocrites ourselves because we sit there, we claim that we really want change, but we really don't. Wow. And I say that because in my community, Southwest Baltimore, they just endorsed Brandon Scott talking about 4 more years. I'm like, 4 more years of what?
Of what?
Are you kidding me?
Of what?
And then, again, you go back to Sheila. Again, I don't want to knock Sheila. Sheila's a good sister. But at the end of the day, you ended up losing your position, and you know, because of corruption on your end. You got indicted.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, is this, again, I go back to the question I asked last week. Is this the best that we have to offer? It's just our athletes and our athletes and entertainers, and is this all that we have? Because and it's because, you know, let the truth be told, they're controlled. I go back to what I said last week about, you know, time ran out, our Congressional Black Caucus. You know, I just don't see what their purpose is. I don't see what they do as far as
advancement of I don't see what they do
laws that benefit colored people.
I don't see them saying nothing about financially benefiting.
Well, again, because a lot of those people, a lot of them, you know, they just holding house, they just holding seats, and they're prominent in their communities. And you know, it's like here we have that here. We got the Conways here. You know, prominent family. They don't really work new jobs. They work at, you know, downtown, and they just flip seats over and over.
Then they get a non-profit thing,
and then they open up a non-profit, and because of their connections within the, you know, within the city and government, they get government contracts and things like that. And then, you know, they get a nephew or somebody coming up who graduate college, and then they spin them out there to, you know, carry on the legacy of, you know, the same old politics. Yeah, you heard what I said. The legacy of the same old
legacy, and legacy means a long time.
Yes.
And ain't this what going on in our community? Yes. A legacy of wasted long-time policies going on in the black community right now. Same mess, same stuff. Oh, what we gonna do? The kids ain't got nothing to do. Drug addiction, da-da-da-da-da. The same stuff. Jesus Christ. get it together.
If
you don't do nothing, King, remember we talk about that all the time. If you don't do nothing,
it's called repetitious behavior. You said something like that.
What you expect?
What do you expect? Now, I want to stop you right there, Ty. I just want you to give me, it won't even take me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It won't even take me a minute. But, your neighbor said something to me, and I got to shout him out. Damn, name escapes me.
Brother Jimmy.
Brother Jimmy, okay? He said something. He was like, when y'all talk, I like y'all show, but, offer a solution. So I said, it's funny because I did bring that up one point. So let me say once again, or put it out there, my 7 points of what I think may help us. And I'm not going to expound. I'm just going to say what they are, and I'm going to throw it back to you, okay? All right. The first thing that we need to do if we want to help fix our black community is we need to turn back to God. That's the first thing. We need to stop promoting rap music or music and videos or anything visual that disparages us. We need to stop voting Democrat and learn your history about who you are and the Democratic Party.
Yes.
Everyone who knows a man who is not taking care of his child or children, say something to him and let him know that it's his kids that's out here causing a lot of this chaos. 5, stop supporting people and organizations who keep promoting racism and ideas that keep you down, okay? 6, stop blaming white people for all your problems. Stop being a victim. That is the biggest problem that's plaguing our community now is victimhood. And 7, stop looking for white people in the government to solve your problems. Look in the mirror and figure it out for yourself.
Good call, King. I like those. We had a caller once time always says that too. Stop looking for other people to help you. Brother Charles always calls and say, we keep going to other people and other organizations talking about fix me, fix me, fix me. No, you know how to fix your kid.
Yeah.
You know how to fix your home. Again, King, we talked about how the destruction of the black family was done within the last 35 years. And it totally came into place in the last 3 to 4 years. The total moral fiber of the black family has been ripped apart. It's been ripped apart, King.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, whereas though, where we get back to where they started saying that we should have children listen to what the child has to say in the home as far as raising your home and taking care of the home and things of that nature. No, King. I say I like the 7 points though, King. Give me the website real fast, King.
Sure. We at WFBR1590.com. The TuneIn app is WFBR Radio-1590 AM. You can also call in and, speak your piece, give us your comments, good or bad, doesn't matter. 410-761-1592. You can also follow us on YouTube at K-Thoughts, that's KAETHOUGHTS. You can, and that's also the same handle on Rumble. And you can follow us on our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, and Anchor at the Tyrone Hour. You have to type in the Tyrone Hour for the podcast and K-Thought to catch it on Google and, on YouTube and Rumble.
Thank you, brother. Plus, we again, I'd say we have WFBR 1590. We do have a lot of multitude of shows, man. Brother Dern again comes on after us, giving the same straightforward message, man. Hey, man, stop doing what you're doing. If you don't, hey, expect what you're getting. You get me, King? Again, I say, man, thank you, King, man, for, when we get down and we get to chop it up, we sit down, we sit down and chop it up, King, because we want to have some understanding of what we're doing when we come here every Saturday.
Yeah.
On the mission of what we're trying to do. And I was discouraged for a minute, King. I was discouraged for a minute because I sat back for a while and I said, how long are you going to be on the radio talking about trying to uplift and bring a change to your community? Are you wasting your time or... I'm just being honest, King. It went across my mind a few times. Are you wasting your time? You know what I mean? But I do love what I'm doing right now. Thank you, Brother John, for allowing me the opportunity to get in here and talk to my peoples, you know what I mean? Because I do believe, I said, King, before, that AM station are the real people in the communities, I believe. You know, they the people who, you know, really live in these communities and stuff like that. The FM people used to live here.
Yeah.
They used to live here. You know what I mean? Yeah, they getting paid for what they doing. You get what I'm saying, King?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually doing a public service. In a sense, right?
Yeah, we are.
We actually doing a public service, King, and I'm gonna go and get my public service announcements because I said the public service here at the WFBR 1590 every Saturday from 11 to 12. We give a public service announcement. We've seen it happen again, King.
Yeah.
It was not just the incident I talked about last week. It was another one. Another guy had got approached with the situation and did not follow the public service announcement. Here we file and say that if you're coming in through Maryland, through the top of Oakland, all the way down to the bottom of Ocean City, King, beware of the wild squeegee crossings. It has to be said, King, but you're having too many situations.
Yeah.
If you run upon them, King, do not give them any eye contact. If you roll your window down and give them your phone or give them dialogue and something goes wrong, go home, King. What we say?
Take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin. You did something stupid. You talked to a stranger at a light before you went home to your family. But if it doesn't end up the way and it gets ugly, proceed through the light with caution and call the police. That is our weekly wild squeegee alert. And the only reason we did this, King, is because who was in the backseat, King?
Children.
Children. While their mother was being beat in the face over dirty what?
Ass change.
Ass change. Yeah. A lot of people kind of confused with what they talking about ass change. They don't know what we talking about, King. Ass change is that little area in the middle of the center of your car. For most people who smoke, they usually pop their ashes in there. And guess what they usually have in that ash? Change. That's why we call it ass change. People are getting assaulted and brutalized by that. Women, children in the backseat screaming and crying while their mother was being beat. Thank you, King. That's why we do that here at the 1590 AM every Saturday. Our wild squeegee alert. To all people, be aware. Let's just be aware, guys. I say, King, the mayor's touting success. I know how you like to talk about the mayor, King. You like to get on the mayor. We have a caller? Caller, who's on it? Good morning.
New, this your mom again.
Hey, Ma. Good morning, Ma. How you?
Well, I just came out of the hospital last night. I had to go back again for that diverticulitis.
Hey, what you eating, Ma? What you eating something wrong or something?
Newt ain't eating nothing. I done lost, I'm down to 122 now. Yeah, but thank God it gave me a better report last night.
Oh, great. You got a better report. Great.
The diverticulitis is gone.
Good.
But
Great.
I still have to be careful of what I eat right now.
That's what I was saying. You sure it's not something that you munching on?
Newt, I haven't been eating anything. I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you. Go ahead. Give me what you was on your mind. Whatever it is you got to say or you want to chime in on. Did you hear what we were talking about in the beginning of the show?
No, Charles couldn't get connected this morning. Somehow or another, he couldn't get his iPad to get connected to your station.
Oh, okay.
So he's still working on that. But what was your topic this morning?
Well, I started out about sellout, Mom, and I want you to understand what I mean by sellout. Sellout is, in our community, in the black community, if you're not on point with the normal status quo, like you say your church, Mom, and if you go outside of what the church rhetoric is, then what's wrong with Pat? She's a sellout. What's wrong with her? She's not on board with what we're going with. Is something wrong with her? You know, it's like if you become a Republican or something of that nature. Most black people look at you as though you're Norio Cookie now. You're Uncle Tom. You're sellout. And I thought we celebrate the people that do good in our community. That's all I was talking about. Go ahead, Ma.
Well, I have found that any time you make a statement or have an opinion that's contrary to any other's
Kim talk about it all the time. Go ahead.
Or statement that they make, you automatically become targeted.
Yep.
You know, even if what you're saying is correct, you feel you've read about it, you've researched it, and you're not just running off at the mouth to be running off at the mouth. And some people just don't want you to say it.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't. Somebody else can come along and say the same thing that you said.
King said it all
they
the time.
accept it. But when you come along, it's something about a person that may have a problem with you that will not accept what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that is so true among most of us black people. And because I don't deal with white folk, I'm speaking about our race.
That's right, that's right.
And the problem is that we carry so much jealousy within ourselves, is that we always want to hold somebody back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I think of where I live, I sing. I'm a singer.
Yes, you are.
But most programs that these people have down here that know me and know I can sing won't invite me to sing.
Me and King were talking about you today. This week we were talking about you, and we were talking about you this week, man. About when you said that, you know, you always say we just don't get along, man. And I'm kind of like feeling that at its highest level, man. You always say that we just can't get along, even when we trying to do the right thing. Because I'm a Republican, I'm an Oreo cookie, or what's wrong with him? And no, I want some things changed. I want some things different than the normal. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, King. You want to chime? Let King chime in real fast. Go ahead, King.
Well, I really have nothing to say about it.
Okay.
I mean, we already talked about that before.
Yeah.
And like I said, the only thing that I would like for you to do, Ma, is go see that movie Uncle Tom. You can pull it up on YouTube, or because it's out there. But watch that movie Uncle Tom. It's a good history lesson. So now when people call me Uncle Tom, I don't even get offended. I'm like, thank you very much. You obviously don't know who or what Uncle Tom is. So I appreciate that.
So aren't the Uncle Tom's people with vision? In our community, they have a. Hey, man, I'm gonna let you go, man. I have another caller, but you got anything you want to chime in real fast, man? Got another caller.
All I just want to say is that until we learn how to accept the differences within each other, that we can learn how to love one another more than we do, and stop trying to pull people down, because God blesses all of us.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's up to you to make the choice to do what He's given you in your talents and your gifts.
Thank you, man. I got another caller. Appreciate that, you man. Love you, man. Hope you feel a little better. I'll call you when I get home, man.
Okay. Y'all have a good day.
Love you. Caller, we got another caller?
Yes. Good morning. How y'all doing?
It's Diane.
Yes, I am.
Hey, good to hear your voice. Now, I'm glad that you touched back in with us, because we done switched times several times.
Not only that, on my regular radio, I can't get you all. I had to go on my phone for some reason. And then when the music come on, I can get you. The talk shows I cannot get. So I know it ain't nothing but the devil, so I'm not worried about it, as long as I can get y'all on my phone.
Thank you. You got anything you want to chime in on, or what's on your mind? Go ahead.
Well, when we talk about we don't get along, I'm looking at it this way. And I was sitting a couple of months ago, and I was talking to God. We have to remember, we all come from different tribes in Africa. Different tribes did not get along.
Thank you. Good call. Go ahead.
They don't get along. But what happened, and I see this in a lot of other ethnic groups, when something big, like the government say something, they all come together and put on a united front. That's what we have not learned. You see that in the Jewish community. They don't all get along, and people think they do, but they don't, because they got different sectors of Jewish. They got the Orthodox Jews, they got the modern, and then they got the new ones. The younger people coming along, what they call the not the baby boomers, but the I can't even think of the name of it. Anyway, and they all don't get along because they all got different.
Hey, Miss Diane, I want you, King, to tell you something you said this morning, King, about white and Jew, how they identify themselves with that united thing.
Oh, we were talking about how, this myth of black unity, and then we was like, we talked about white people, and I was like, and I told Ty, I was like, not all white people stick together. I was
No, they
like,
don't.
And they don't talk that unity stuff.
Hold on, what I said to him was,
Go
I was
ahead.
like, if you ever get around two white people and one of them is Jewish, and you say, oh, both of y'all white, that Jewish man gonna tell you, be like, I ain't white, I'm Jewish.
Yeah, and that's what and you're right. You are right. But most of us don't catch that. What they just
and then,
said.
And the other half of what I said was, and on top of him identifying that he's Jewish, he don't give two craps who cares about it, who like it, who don't like it. He just keep it pushing.
We just keep pushing it on.
But for some odd reason, we got to make you like us.
Right.
Good call. Go ahead, Ms. Diane.
Because we don't feel good about ourselves because sometimes in our family, they call it the black sheep. I hate to use that word.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But you're not taking. Your family don't take you serious.
Yeah.
Nobody in your family, and you feel that your neighbor. So you feel that you got to be that outstanding person. And after you went to school, like y'all talk about the college and everything, you think you know it all. You don't know it all.
You don't know it all.
We are still learning. Here I'm in my late 60s, and I told somebody a long time ago, I don't never stop learning till the day I die. And you know where I got this from?
Where?
My foster mother, and I was so glad my mom did put us in foster care for a certain time, but my foster mother always told us that no matter what people say about you, you're better than that.
Good old saying, no matter what people say about you, you're better than that.
Yes.
Good call, Miss Diane. I'm so glad that you connected back with us, and I look forward to talking to you more in the future.
Right, and y'all, you know what? Let me tell y'all.
Go ahead.
Y'all give out some good information. If people don't take it, it's not your fault. You are the information giver.
Thank you.
God have you to give us information. It's up to us to research it ourselves and take it as, whole, or even find something else, and then come back the next week and tell you what we found,
That's right.
And until we get that and stop depending on other people, because it's all in our community. It's all in us. God gave us the same thing He gave them. When you say God made us perfectly, and so if He made us perfectly like the rest of the people, we just different colors, skin colors, then what's wrong with us? People
what's
got us
wrong
thinking
with
that
us?
we worse than what we are. We're not.
We're not.
They got problems in their community, but they somehow highlight our community, and we allow them to highlight the bad things in our community. We need to highlight the bad things in theirs.
So are we entertainment for everybody else?
It looks like it.
So is that a good call I just said, King? Are we entertainment for everybody else?
Well, I mean, of course we are. You remember that when we was coming up, all they gave us was what? Rapping and basketball. If you've got a wicked jump shot or you can spit a ball, it's the same thing. It's entertainment. I mean, that's what happened. That's all that you see going on now. I said last week, Sister Diane, that I went back and I was looking at some things, and Malcolm X, said that, and this is back in the 60s. Why is it that we always propping up our comedians and athletes and, people in the community that, that has absolutely nothing to do with leadership in positions of leadership, whereas in every other group, get their leadership from people who are either pillars in the business community,
good call,
or
or in the community, or in their community,
or have high moral values that they bring to it. Those are the people who they tend to prop up. But, as far as us finding or looking in other communities for their problems, I've said this before, and this is where I get the Uncle Tom from. I really don't care about it. I understand that they have all of that. My focus is that I know that I'm behind the 8 ball, and it's whatever I got to do to get in front of that 8 ball.
That's right.
And you know what, brothers, here's the other thing. People don't understand. We came over here and changed. Some of us didn't. Some of us was already here.
Right.
I don't want people to say that she missed. Some of black people was already here.
That's right.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when they separated us and they took our language from us and told us that we had to speak the king's language. Not our village language. Because they were afraid that if we talk to each other in our language, we was going to overturn them. So that's another,
That's another topic.
They kept us down,
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to learn to rise up against that, and even if they don't like us, so what?
So what? That's what King said. Hey, Miss Diane,
Okay.
thank you. I'm going to have to let you go.
All
here.
right. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all next week.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And whatever's on your mind, Miss Diane, you want to talk about it next week? You don't have to follow this, our topic is just give us what's on your mind. Share.
Okay, but I love y'all show because y'all bring it and you make people think, and that's what I think we have got away from
Thank
is
you.
thinking on our own.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Yes. Hey, King, again, I say I'm glad Miss Diane got in touch with us because we had lost, a couple people because we had shifted around, but it was good to hear her voice.
Yeah.
Good to hear her voice and her opinions, man. To me, she almost like mommy in a sense, man. Give it to her straightforward, man. And how people, common sense approach again, sound like a King. Common sense approach again, King. I tell you, King, Impressions Barbershop, Mr. Kenny on Park Heights. Kenny, I forgot to come by there today, but I know you have a donation for us, and the brother's looking for some barbers. He's hiring right now. It's on Park Heights and Cold Spring. Impressions Barbershop. Brother Kenny is the owner. Anyone looking for to become a become a barber in his shop, you can go right down there and or call him at 443. King, is that 802?
Yes.
802-3472. 443-802-3472.
Yeah.
This is Impressions Barbershop on Park Heights, right where the little strip mall is at, the liquor store, the barbershop, and the I think it's a beauty salon and it's a little sub shop right there. The dollar store, the Dollar Tree right there. It's a good area right there, and the brother's looking for some barbers. So anyone interested in it, give them a call. Again, 443-802-3472. Brother Kenny. Thank you, Brother Kenny. I'm sorry I didn't come by there today, but I was trying, and I left my phone on because I was going to call and have you give the information and everything, but again, I say, King, we had, yesterday I was talking to someone about the old school way, and it's not old school way, but, we was always taught to own.
Yes.
We was always
Ownership.
taught to own ownership.
But do you know why we was taught ownership?
Go ahead, give it to me real fast. I'm
We
gonna
were
keep
taught
going.
ownership because ownership with true freedom is ownership. When you own everything, you're free.
You free.
Because
When
if
you
you-
own everything, good call, King.
Yeah,
Good call.
you're free.
Can't nobody really tell you what to do with it.
Well, not only
In a
that,
certain sense.
you're a slave to whoever you're indebted to.
You're a slave to your indebted to. Good call, King. But ownership, and I throw that out because, and that's been in our community for years. Own. But now, King, own ain't in our community anymore like that.
Well,
It's like certain people, understand the practice of ownership, and I like the way you said about it's freedom. It's real freedom in a sense. when
it's
you
real
own.
freedom. Well, see, again, and that's why I told you a couple weeks back, when I said it, I know you're going to remember, I was like, the new business model, especially, and you see going on here in Baltimore, is you will own nothing and you will love it. That's why you can't get your sports because they want you to stream it. You can't own that. They want you to buy. They don't want you to own DVDs. They want you to stream it because as long as you pay me your subscription fee for me to send you the videos, you're not recording it. Now, if you own it, you can watch it whenever you want to.
Yeah.
So it's all a game. You just gotta know how they playing with the
Yeah.
money. It's it's playing with finances. And at the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to.
But remember I said a long time ago, King, about how, the ownership and thing, but, I believe now that in society, black people can pay to play now. You look at the ordering process on the online, Amazon, they got all white people buying this stuff every day, every time these packages pull up. Black people got money now. Black people got money now, King, in a certain sense. They can pay to play now. So when you think about owning that row home or that single ranch home, a lot of them be like, you know what? I don't even want to take care of nothing anymore.
Well, it's not even that, Ty. I'm telling you about the finances. They've got it to the point now where if you want to go buy a home, the money that you're going to have to come up with just to secure
Just as your down payment, huh?
just to secure the whole going through closing,
Yeah.
you know, shifting money here and shifting money there, and getting it appraised on this one and giving this one, you know, the inspection fee for that one. I mean, again, I told you. I just told you last week that these new fees that they keep talking about, everything is getting taxed down to your haircut.
Yeah.
It's a fee on you getting a haircut.
Yeah.
It's a fee for a person to come out and look at your house to tell you, hey, you know, it might cost you, you know, your house is worth $50,000 or $60,000.
Wait, you gotta give him $25.
But you got 25. You gotta give him $1,500 to come out just to look at it.
Come out and look at it, King.
So, you know, this is the fees that they're talking about. I told you, you know, the belly aching ain't started yet because there are people who are gonna go and start registering their cars and, you know, going out and getting licenses and different things, and they're going to be used to the old way of paying for it, and then they're going to start seeing this increase, and they're going to try to figure out where it's coming from. And when they can't figure out where it's coming from, then they're going to turn around and start doing like what they're doing now. Oh, we have a problem with the youth. No, we have a problem with our finances. You voted for these things. This is why 2 years ago I said you need to vote your values. I won't even say I said. I suggested that as opposed to just blindly pulling the lever just because a person is black, just because they're talking and stuff, vote your values.
My voter addiction at the
Your voter addiction,
black
yes.
voter addiction at the ballot.
Just because he's black.
I came over there just because he's black. Black voter addiction. Remember I told you how I became a victim of that.
And I was like, no.
Yes, no.
That's when I was like, what are your values? Because your values don't align with mine.
So hold up, King. I'm glad you brought this value thing up. Sure. Now, they've been voting the same way for how long?
Who?
How long we been voting the same way?
About 75 years.
So it must be our values then.
It's our values.
This must be our values.
Well,
mayhem and chaos.
Well, again, old saying.
And drugs, huh?
Listen, old saying, when one finger's pointing at you, three are pointing back at somebody, at yourself. So when I'm blaming this person for the problem, 75% of it is mine. You get what I'm going?
Yeah, I get you.
So here we keep voting the same people in. They keep voting the same people in. Let me say that. They keep voting the people in. And when y'all vote these people in and they do the stuff that they do, I'm not surprised. We said something about David Trone, about the Jigaboo comment. He's the same guy who's out here talking about he's for women, women rights, reproductive rights, and how he's going to lay his life down for diversity.
Changing the criminal system.
Well, diversity.
That's getting the black votes, changing the criminal system.
Diversity,
helping out. That's getting the black
inclusion and equity. I like to call it DIE because that's what it is. You know, diversity, inclusion, and equity. You know, he's all about that stuff. He's a typical Democrat, racist. And I want y'all to understand something.
It came out, didn't it?
It came out. But what I want y'all to understand
we don't even use that one no more.
I want y'all to understand that, guess what? It's not just white people who are prejudiced against black people.
Black people.
It's black people, because that's who's running these systems that you now keep talking about.
Question again, King. Question again.
Sure.
I'm going back to the same question again. Then these must be our values. Because you said that vote your values. And you said for 70 years, this is what we've been voting. So is this become?
This is our values.
I mean, no more God in the stuff.
Well, of course,
no more God, no more education.
Okay, I'm going to piggyback over what you just said. Have you seen what they look like going into the churches? Have you seen what the men look like and how they dress?
Up anymore.
Do you see?
That goes to class. It goes back to class.
Hold on. Do you see
hoodies on the podium?
Do you see how the women come in there like they just left the strip club or on their way to the club from there?
The pastor, I watched the show at the work the other day. We had to put church service on TV for the old folks, the seniors, and the pastor was up there in a hoodie.
And you wonder why I love Pastor Gino Jennings.
He in a hoodie. The young boy out there seeing this professional man in his professional setting. He's supposed to be showing his professionalism. Again, that go back to my class question.
Yeah.
And go back to my class question. Because God said, just come.
He said, come as you are. He didn't say stay as you are.
He said, come as you are.
Come as you are.
Yeah.
Means I accept you for you.
Yeah.
But over the course of
You should
time,
change.
there should be a change,
In
a noticeable change
In you.
in your behavior,
In your
in
class.
your character,
That's right.
in your mind.
Yes, right. That's why I brought that up. That's why I
In
brought
your
that
heart.
up, King. That's why I brought that
Yes.
up. That's why I brought that up. I said, man, you know, wow, man. I looked at the pastor. He got on a hoodie and a pair of tennis. He's up on the podium, but that young boy out there is looking. And we said we're supposed to have people to look up to. Remember we grew up, King? You have to have men.
How can you? You just seen T.D. Jakes on stage with Sean, with Sean. We know him as Sean Puffy Combs.
Yeah.
Okay? We old school. He puffied us.
Yeah, he puffied us.
All right?
Yeah,
he done turned to P. Diddy and Diddy and all that stuff. Brother Love,
yeah.
he puffied us.
Puffied us.
He had him up there. He was twerking with him. Come to find out, allegedly, y'all out there doing some strange
things, allegedly.
You know?
And usually, myth is usually something true, right?
Yeah, and y'all wonder why we support a brother like Brother Pastor Geno Jennings.
Yeah,
we real men like real men. You can only be led by a real man, okay?
A real woman too, and a real woman too, because a real woman has certain values and morals too, the same way we do as men. King, I thank you, King. I always say, man, you know, when we chop it up, King, we chop up the what? The awareness.
Try to.
We chop up the awareness. I like what Miss Diane said. Miss Diane said that when she calls and she loves our show because we make people think. You get me?
I got you.
We make people think. And I said, wow, I've said that before, King, that, you know, I try to bring topics up to make people think.
Yeah.
To make you, to get better at certain things. I remember that, you know, you wanted to be ashamed. You had to be ashamed of what you did.
Well, we talk about
We
that
talk
too.
about shame all the time on our show all the time.
There is no
There's
shame.
no more shame anymore, King.
There's no shame.
King, I put you out there under my name. I got a good name.
I'm gonna go ahead and embarrass you.
Ah, damn it.
I'm gonna go ahead. There's a lot of mud out there. I'm gonna go ahead and flop around in the mud
So you
like a
take my
fish.
name, you gonna take my name and run around in the mud.
What? No, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna tattoo it on my forehead.
God damn it.
I'm Tyrone's boy.
God
yeah,
damn it.
I'm a whole fool.
That's how Tyrone act, huh?
Yeah, he a whole fool with me. You just don't know him.
Ah, damn it, King.
But if you did know him, you'd know that he's far from that.
Thank
he
you,
don't
King.
even get down like
You got
that.
a caller?
I'm just a fool.
Caller, good morning.
We got a caller?
Good morning.
Go ahead, caller, give it to us. What's on your mind or something you want to chime in on?
Something on my mind.
Go ahead,
Oh, mine is back.
Who's calling, though? Give me whose name. Who's calling?
Charles Hopkins.
Hopkins?
Charles Hopkins.
Charles Hopkins? Oh, go ahead, Mr. Charles. Good to hear you.
Thank you. Do you believe everything natural? God created everything natural? If it's natural, the way the white man treat us.
Go ahead.
I believe that everything has a natural enemy. All the people, animals have a natural enemy.
A natural enemy. I get you.
So therefore, white people have a natural enemy.
Ah.
We're here 400 years.
Ah.
We're here 400 years. We have nothing really changed.
Man.
We have to treat us every time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they need to be destroyed. All of them. Babes too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. You can't get that serious, though, man. Thank you, Mr. Charles. Next time you call in, Mr. Charles, keep your language a little clean for me here. I really appreciate you calling in and everything, man. Like your comments, man, but keep it a little clean, man. Thank you, Mr. Charles. Have a good weekend. That's the first time I heard from him, I believe, King, though, but it's good to hear a new caller calling in, man. I mean, again, I said that the voice and the message is being out there, man. I'm listening to these shows, King, on the news, these FM shows, man, and remember I told you, King, I'm hearing what we saying.
Well, that's what they do.
I'm hearing what we saying, dog. You know,
bigger platform,
they got a
so-
bigger platform. They can send their spies out to these lower platforms and steal what we say, and then come back on at 3 p.m. and give it to you. Oh yeah, this is what's going on. Yeah, I get you. But you can't steal a good message. It won't come out the right way. You know they say when it comes from your mouth to my mouth to his mouth, what happens to the message at the end, King?
It gets convoluted.
Ah, thank you, man. King, I think we had a great show, man.
We
They had a great
did.
show, man. You know, man, thank you, brother, man. You know, for sitting down on the weekday when we sit down and we try to make sense out of what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, well, you know, next week I want to get the WNBA with this.
Yeah, King,
So next week.
Yeah, the support from the women on their own stage. They don't even support their own stage, King. We're gonna talk about that next week, King.
Yeah,
make sure we don't forget about that. Doris Burke. Yeah. King, again, I say thank you. I think we got about maybe a minute or two. 4 minutes. Again, Mommy called in. Mommy, I hope you get well. King, she keep going through with this diverticulitis thing, and I'm quite sure Mommy probably nibbling on something, some munchies, some type of way that's messing her up some type of way. Mom, you need
it shouldn't even be like that. Why is food that you munching on, you know, causing you such, you know, deteriorating health?
Well, can't you put so much stuff in it now?
You know what? I mean? It's funny that they putting all this preservative in the food that we eat, but it ain't preserving nothing called life.
It's breaking your body down, huh? Unpreservative, huh?
Yeah, faster. Remember this big thing was, you know, antibiotics? Well, they done filled these daggone the meats with so much antibiotics and steroids that now they're telling us as humans to now take probiotics.
Yellow chicken. Yeah, yellow chicken, King. Again, I say, man,
yellow chicken.
Call it Molly Gold thing that they were
ain't no Molly Gold. It's called the Molly Wop, was going to have that cancer inside your body because of that stuff.
Again, King, I told you we got about maybe a minute, but let me tell you, King, I always said about that, you know, the stick together thing, man, and I work at a assisted living spot, man, and I'm telling you, man.
Like mine stick together.
I'm telling you, man, I've never experienced so much violence in my daggone life, and these people are on canes, crutches, and wheelchairs. And I love my people, but I'm just pointing out the obvious.
You have to
point out the obvious.
Put that out as a disclaimer.
I love my people. I'm pointing the obvious. All they do is argue, fight, and curse all day long, man.
Yeah, I know.
All day long, man. It's unreal, man, to see how we can't get along, man. And I hate to say that because that's been a statement going around in the black community for so long, and I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
I know you didn't. I didn't because I was telling it to you. You was like, "No, King, I'm holding out hope." And I was like,
"I'm holding out hope, man, that this wasn't real, man." I thought I didn't believe in the crab in the basket thing. I thought it was different than that. You know what I mean? But thank you, and thank everybody to Sister Tyrone Hour, and to all people who make donations, man. Are welcome here at the Tyrone Hour, and Brother Kenny. He got some employment for anybody that's a barber, man. Step on down there, man. Get yourself a spot there, man. Impressions Barbershop on Park Ice.
Yes.
Again, thank you. Have a great weekend.